Ryan. Finding Gabriel complete. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
That is caught inside the 5. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
And the offense in a great spot. It's first and goal from the 3. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
The evolution of Clay Matthews as a player, it's just one that they're going to end up writing books about. He didn't even start until his senior year at USC. He didn't start in high school. And now he's at all-pro level in the NFL. How about the play he just made there?
He has certainly made a name for himself. William Clay Matthews III. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down. On third and goal, under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Kenny Clark in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be fourth down. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
So they get 3. They were hoping for 6. An unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense.
And as the Packers get set to come back out on offense, and Charles, I want to ask you a question. You can take it offensively or defensively for Green Bay as they look to next year. Where do they need to focus, draft and otherwise?
I think I'll start on the offensive side of the ball, and I think running back is going to be a position they have to address. No matter what they decide to do with Eddie Lacy, decide what they're going to do with Ty Montgomery, but get more running backs into the mix. I think offensive line, you always want to fortify that position. But flip it over to the defensive side. Who's going to be the pass rusher besides Clay Matthews? Is Nick Perry still coming on? Do they have to draft someone else to help supplement Julius Peppers? In the secondary, they need corners that can cover. That's a big spot for them.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football. As we well know, there's no shortage of weapons for the Green Bay Packers, but I think Jared Cook's emergence this year was a big factor in them going from 4-6 and making the run they did to the NFC Championship game.
And with that emergence, you look at him, he's a free agent, turns 30 in April. They want this guy back, you would think.
I would think so, especially because the rapport between he and Aaron Rodgers got better and better as the season went on, culminating with that incredible catch in the game against Dallas in the playoffs. You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third. Throwing now is Rodgers. Open man, the tight end Rodgers. 23 yards on the play.
And Richard Rodgers makes the grab, and let's face it, it's going to follow him the rest of his career. The Hail Mary he caught to beat the Lions in 2015 in Detroit, Pretty memorable play.
Those Lions fans, they just don't like you right now if they heard that.
I didn't mean to bring it up to, pull the Band-Aid off the wound there. I was just trying to praise Richard Rodgers. Yeah, they're going to be mad at me.
And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air.
And the Falcons going to use another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And now it's 2nd and goal. And they'll go on the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it 3rd and goal. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So they held them out on 2nd down, and now here's 3rd and goal. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. Touchdown, Packers. Randall Cobb as the first half is winding down. And the Packers add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. He sets to fire, and now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or 2 and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Good job by the O-line. Quarterback had time to go through his checks. That's one you need to take advantage of.
A perfect situation, and they're unable to take advantage of it. When you have that much time to scan the field, you have to find an open receiver.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Set to return, this is Jeff Janis. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off.